know doggone well Donnie McClurkin is not now in the middle of a lawsuit for misconduct concerning a young man in New York. Stay tuned to figure out exactly who got to go to hell, and I think you already have an idea. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Indescribable, aka Geraldine Lake, and I'm about to give you the tea on something that I just found out myself. And I am completely shooketh, okay? Here is the full breakdown of everything that has come out about the lawsuit. On January 2nd, 2026, a civil lawsuit was filed in New York County Supreme Court naming Donnie McClurkin, now 66, as the defendant. The plaintiff is Giuseppe Corletto. Now, how it started was Corletto was 21 years old when he first met Donnie McClurkin at his Long Island church in August of 2003. During that meeting, McClurkin assured him that he would help deliver him from homosexuality. Corletto says he was drawn to McClurkin because of their shared history of child abuse, and at the church event, McClurkin had spoken publicly about being as a child, and Corletto, who had a similar past, felt an emotional bond. Now, what the lawsuit alleges is that Corletto claims that those spiritual sessions described as efforts to help him overcome same-sex attraction became abusive. He says McClurkin began molesting him during prayer sessions and that the abuse escalated over several years while Corletto worked as his personal assistant and traveled with him. Now, the lawsuit states that from 2007 to as recently as 2015, McClurkin coerced Corletto into further unwanted sexual acts. Despite Corletto confiding in church staff members about the alleged abuse, no action was taken. Another alleged assault occurred in 2013 at a hotel in Niagara Falls, according to the complaint. The email that changed everything is crazy, y'all. This is arguably the most damning piece of evidence in the case. Corletto says he discovered an email from McClurkin in 2025. In it, McClurkin wrote, "I am the actual epitome of a desperate, dirty old man, pawning and groping a young man who is just looking for a friendship and close relationship with someone he wants and looks to for help, guidance, and spirituality. I was horribly wrong trying to force you into something that you were consistently saying no to, and I'm too old to be like this." Corletto said finding that email made him feel vindicated because he had started to convince himself that he'd imagined the whole thing. Now, how the case was even able to be filed is crazy, because the lawsuit was filed under New York City's gender-motivated violence protection law, which temporarily expanded the statute of limitations for certain sexual abuse claims. While the 2-year window officially closed in March of 2025, the law allows extensions under specific circumstances, including tolling agreements. McClurkin's response? His attorney, Gregory Lisi, called the allegations categorically false, saying McClurkin did not engage in any form of sexual abuse, assault, or sexual coercion, and that the claims grossly mischaracterized interactions from over a decade ago. McClurkin himself then broke his silence on Instagram on January the 7th, addressing the controversy with all humility, faith, and deep respect for Christ, and urged people not to rush to judgment. He claimed he will be vindicated. He also released a video saying that people had heard very untrue things and thanked his supporters for their prayers during what he described as a painful time. The McClurkin lawsuit is being seen as part of a broader pattern of abuse cases involving gospel and Christian music leaders. In 2025, Michael Tate of DC Talk and Newsboys fame also faced multiple accusations of grooming. The case may also spark wider discussion about church-based pray the gay away practices being used as cover for exploitation. As of now, this is still a civil case. No criminal charges have been filed, and the lawsuit seeks unspecified damages. This story broke in January 2026 and has largely gone quiet in terms of major updates since then, which usually means it's working its way through the legal system. Now that I've gotten all the facts out of the way, let me say what I really need to say. You cannot pray the gay away, and sexual preference is anything but. People are absolutely born gay, because if it was a choice, do you honestly think I would be intentionally attracted to men? Hello? Said all that to say, stop allowing religion, which is completely made up, or your parents, the church, your friends, society, etc. I don't care whoever, but stop letting them make you repress who you are actually in order to stay in their good graces. Because any person or organization that cannot accept you the way you are does not deserve to have any access to you. We're all human. We cry, bleed, fart, and take a dookie the same way, okay? And I would hate to live my entire life based on how other people think I should live it and then get to be like 70 years old and realize that I haven't lived the life that I wanted to live. That's what's wrong with the church now, constantly judging and criticizing people instead of simply loving them. Now, I'm going to leave you with a scripture that y'all love to quote. Matthew 22, verses 36 through 40 says, and I quote, "Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?" Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments." So if you truly consider yourself a follower of Christ, start by loving your neighbor enough to let them be who they are. Because Donnie McClurkin ain't have no business out here trying to sneak and still be gay or sexually assaulted anybody. And to be clear, I'm not blaming church or religion for the behavior of this one man. I'm simply saying that he felt the need to hide his true desires because of them. Now, Donnie, I understand the trauma and I pray that you find help, but we got to put you on that registered sex offenders list and you got to go to hell. Okay? You got to go to hell. Now, I want to know your thoughts. Please keep it cute in the comments because this obviously is a very sensitive subject. But please let me know in the comments how you feel about this. Were you present when the news broke? Did you know about it? Is this new information that I'm giving you? And how do you honestly feel about this? Because I feel like the church has long been a place of sexual abuse and misconduct for a lot of, people. I think that's where pedophiles hide a lot of times. So again, don't do too much in these comments, but let's have an honest conversation about it, an open one and a vulnerable one, because a lot of people think that sexual abuse will spiral you into a path of homosexuality. And I promise y'all, if you could choose to be gay, I'd have been lesbian a long time ago. Long time ago. Okay. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every single time your girl uploads. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.